breakfast.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, the president in Lagos, on Sunday, saying that it's my time to brag because of some of the things that, the inauguration of some projects which have been in the pipeline and bringing them to bear in just about a year. What's your reading of the president's stride on infrastructure?
I would say that 1 year in, thank you for having me anyway. I'll say that 1 year in government has been quite interesting. Of course, when you have to look at things, I think the president happens to be someone, as I've seen him, who would not cow or run away from challenges. He faces it headlong and looks for solution. A lot of things had been thrown at him, but he remains undaunted. He keeps on going. And if we have to look at comparative analysis of government from 1999 to now, 1 year in office of each administration, I would say that the president could be very right in saying that this is he has a right to brag at this point because of what has happened. I mean, if we look at it this time around, it's more of energy and infrastructure, basically, even energy infrastructure. And in 1 year, to have achieved these milestones, only those who actually may not want to see anything good in governance at this point, or who want to play politics, will say that this administration in 1 year, when it comes to infrastructure, has not tried or has not done anything. Because one of the critical things is that infrastructure development is critical to anything we want to talk about. We even want to talk about economic revival and everything. I mean, there must be infrastructure. So you don't build things without infrastructure. So in a way, I think he has done well in this 1 year. Let's give him the flowers for that. If you look at the road infrastructure and transport infrastructure, the rail system now is, what's it called? The Abuja Light Rail is being inaugurated this week. And a whole lot of other things we can see, the Apapa Tinkan, whatever. Even in the area of gas supply, we had 3 major projects that have been already concluded and inaugurated. And so we can go on and on and on and on and on. And we're talking about the Abuja-Kaduna rail surf. We're also talking about the Sokoto-Badagry. That one is taking off any moment from now. In the same way, if we have to look at the Renewed Hope housing scheme, already started in Abuja now, and already about 12 states are already laying the foundations for some of these things and what have you. And we've had, the government has said that by the end of this year, a sizable number of housing projects will have been completed and handed over. So in a way, that's just to break it down gradually. So in a way, we can say that in 1 year, this administration, with all the challenges, with all the economic challenges, the issue of paucity of funds here and there and what have you, the fiscal policy, the economic policy, the reality is that everything can be done at once. We keep saying it. We must reverse a trend, first and foremost, which he had attempted at doing and which he has done well, even when there are lapses here and there. There's no perfection anywhere. And the president is someone that I see, that actually one of the few leaders that I'll see that will come out to say, you know what, I'm prone to errors, but please point out the errors to me. I'm willing to make amendments.
All right, I agree with you on the fact that there is no perfect climb anywhere, but let's take you up on maintenance of these structures. It's a whole lot of projects in a year, but we also need to focus on the maintenance. We still have a lot of, projects that are yet to be completed.
Absolutely.
How possible is it for us to, sustain the old projects and also undergo new projects? How likely is it for us to, have a success in that?
Yeah, you see, it's all about having the will. Once you have the political will in leadership and governance, it becomes easier to deal. For example, we also have to talk to ourselves, because most of the time it's very easy for everybody to keep talking about the president or the presidency. The Third Mainland Bridge was just finished, was just resurfaced and everything. And the security agencies apprehended an individual, a citizen, who was already vandalizing. So when we're talking about maintenance, it's everybody's work. Because if we as individuals don't also maintain and see it as part of our own community effort, that we must maintain whatever has been given to us as a people, then we're going to have problems. The president will not come there to come and be policing the environment. So in a way, we all have work to do to ensure that those infrastructure that have been put in place are not damaged or vandalized in any way. And to speak to what you're talking about, that we have structures that have been old or infrastructure that have been done before, now you can see that this government is not leaving old infrastructures alone. For example, the Third Mainland, some people actually will come and say, why would the president say he wants to re-inaugurate or whatever the Third Mainland Bridge? The question is, everybody was crying at a point. The place was nearly impassable. And the government decided that, you know what, we must do something about this. We can't let it be. So it's part of the government's work. And you can take pride in the fact that, you know what, this thing was bad. And we've done it, we've brought it back to, to this good state. So in a way, the government is also looking at palliatives for bad roads and areas or other infrastructures, not just roads. Rail system, you can see Abuja Light Rail is back now. The government could have said, you know what, we're the one who started this. So already there was a bit of lacuna here and challenges here. So let's be looking at it. But the government said, you know what, in fact, I remember the president told the FCT minister, this is the first thing I want from you. You must deliver this before chasing other areas. So in a way, that shows that there is a sense of we must build infrastructure, we must maintain infrastructure, and whatever it is, we must understand that that is one way to make life easier for everybody when the infrastructure, particularly transport, the rail system comes back, the transport system, the roads are okay, it becomes easier. And that's the critical thing. So I see this government pushing forward when it comes to that. And the president has said it, infrastructure is critical to economic survival.
So that brings to the fore the issue of the coastal road, the coastal highway, which generated a lot of uproar. In fact, pitting the Minister of Minister of Works, with Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate, and even Atiku, saying that, come on, you guys are just destroying people's businesses and all of that. And it generated a lot of uproar. And you felt it was based on some other people's argument that it was an attack on certain ethnic group or businesses. What has been your assessment of these, especially now that they are now doing the rerouting?
Now, you see, I look at the whole thing and I tell myself, why do we actually get so pedestrian and parochial over things and talking about ethnicity here and there and what have you? I think that's part of the bane of what we're talking about. Government needs to do what it needs to do. And so when people bring ethnic coloration, I laugh. It's just ignorance and being mischievous. In the first instance, if you must look at it, there are boundaries between what is where you should build and the ocean. There are setbacks, and the federal government owns that part. But whether anybody will come to it, why couldn't Landmark then go to court against the federal government if you knew it was right? Let us say it for what it is. So now people coming out to do media trial and do a manner of social media, hypes and whatever. I think it's just playing to the gallery and playing politics. Let us say it for what it is. In the first instance, what did you buy? What did you encroach on? And the government even said, okay, we'll give you 50 meters of what thereabout of what we've encroached on, so that it helps you a bit. But these other ones has to go. So whichever way we're looking at it, and talking about the rerouting, it's not the first time rerouting will be done across projects across the world. When you realize that along the line it's going to impact negatively on a particular side aspect of the economy or whatever it may be, or people or the community, because it's about community, it's about the people, the community, and what have you. So you must think about that. And government is saying, we're not abandoning the project. So people think that, the impression was that, oh, now they've abandoned it after they've destroyed people's property.
Yeah, because that was what they said. They said it's a conspiracy theory. Go here first, take it down, and then already you know the routes. Because why don't you do your assignment before you begin?
No, the issue is, you see, all those conspiracy theories are just being mischievous, because the reality is that is a road. But when you realize that certain cables have passed through this place, then it's only, what's it called? I would say it's only responsible of government to say, you know what, it's done everywhere. Let us say it for what it is. When you then consider the community and the greater benefit of the people to say, okay, let's reroute, or let us do it this way. So in a way, I don't think that should be an issue, but people are blowing that out of proportion because of whatever interest they have.
That narrative may have been sponsored by